podcast is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan for thepeople.com.
On Your Side Tonight with Jamie Boll starts now. More wildfires in our mountain community.
When I say I'm freaked out, it freaks me out.
The flames forcing some families out of their homes. The artificial intelligence nightmare is here. Child predators using it to create child sex abuse images.
I'm horrified. I'm disgusted.
We're investigating AI misuse in our area. 90 days on the job. What's working and what's not.
No one is perfect, but we really are focusing on getting better each and every day.
We're checking in with Charlotte-Mecklenburg Schools Superintendent.
Good evening and welcome to On Your Side Tonight. I'm Jamie Boll. Appreciate your time as always, and we have several news stories for you tonight. Also, here's our Dedrick Russell. We know you're busy, so he's going to get you caught up on the big stories of the day in a moment. Meteorologist Rachel Coulter's in the First Alert Weather Center, and that is where we're going to begin tonight. We're always the first to alert you to changes you need to know about in the weather, and boy, we have those. It's warm, but those temperatures are about to drop, and some much-needed rain is on the way. Rachel, a lot to get to here tonight. Catch us up.
Yeah, absolutely. If I had to sum this up for you, everything's changing from those rain chances to the temperatures, and all in time for your Veterans Day weekend plans. And after hitting yet another record at the Charlotte Douglas International Airport, one of a few across the Carolinas that ended up reaching records this afternoon. 83 degrees. That previous record was 82, and that's why we gave you that early heads up, not only today, but yesterday as well. We've seen several records here just within the past 2 weeks alone, and it's still warm out there. 74 degrees. Winds are out of the south, south, and west at 6 miles per hour. It's a big part of the story with high pressure anchored to our south and east. And look, as we head towards the late evening hours, as you're tuning back in with meteorologist Lisa Vegas at 11 o'clock tonight, look at your screen. Upper 60s still in the forecast. It's going to be warm out there tonight. That changes as early as tomorrow. We need the rain. We're going to get a chance of rain. We're thinking Sunday is going to be the best opportunity. So the latest on that First Alert, what this means for your weekend plans, in just a few minutes, Jamie.
All right, we'll see you then, Rachel. Thank you. Time now for 7 at 7. Our Dedrick Russell joins us with the 7 biggest stories of the day to get you caught up. Deddy?
Well, Jamie, we're going to start in Watauga County, where fire crews are currently battling a wildfire. This is about 30 minutes east of Boone. Flames have been spreading for just over a day now, covering up to 75 acres. The pictures are just truly shocking. Now, this isn't the only place we've told you about. We've also seen reports in Henderson County as well as Oconee County in South Carolina. Now, in Watauga, flames could be seen for miles as smoke blanketed the area. We don't know what started the fire, but many residents there have decided to voluntarily evacuate. Now, in response to the wildfire and dry conditions, North Carolina is under a state of emergency. And because of that, the state's price gouging law is in effect and expanding. The counties highlighted on your screen show who that impacts. It stretches from the mountains all the way east to Rowan, Cabarrus, and Union counties. We first told you back in September that a section of the plaza has been prone to car accidents. Several have been deadly, with many of them happening in front of a woman's yard. Now, since our story aired, speeding radars like you see there have now been installed, warning drivers to slow down. Kristen Askey says since living here along the plaza for 7 years, several wrecks have ended up near her front door, with some of them being deadly. Askey hopes the speeding radars are just a start of safety measures for the area.
I think that they could put up a guardrail in certain places. I think that traffic circles or traffic lights, more so than they already have on this road. Something needs to happen.
Now, we did reach out to the city of Charlotte about Askey's concerns and to find out what is next in terms of safety for her neighborhood, but staff was unable to get back to us this afternoon. The company Cruise has recalled all of its self-driving taxis. The service was being piloted right here in Charlotte. Now, Cruise tells us each car will get a software update to change how they respond to crashes. The company paused all operations last month after a serious crash in California. Well, deadly drug overdoses are on the rise in Charlotte, and now police have a plan to try and prevent people from dying. Today, CMPD launched a new public awareness campaign called Street Pills Kill. Now, the slang phrase for the campaign used to try to target younger people is called this: no cap, those pills are sus. Now, no cap means no lie, and sus means suspect. According to CMPD, 179 people have died so far this year from drug overdoses. That's 20% more than this time last year. Most of those deaths are people under 40. Well, tonight was one of passion and knowledge at Johnson C. Smith University. Students, faculty, staff, and community heard from educator, civil rights, and political activist Dr. Cornel West. Now, he was the speaker for the university's Lyceum Engagement Series. Now, that's a time when discussion can be made to enlighten and empower participants. West is known for his comments on controversial issues and for serving as an advisor to presidential candidates and other public figures. Tonight, he came with a message for students.
I want our young brothers and sisters of all colors really to have a sense of calling, to really have a sense of purpose, to be able to zero in on a cause, not just a brand, a sense of wanting to serve, not simply being a spectacle.
Well, the night ended with Q&A. I was there for part of the evening, and I can tell you that the crowd was engaged. Well, tonight, a first-of-its-kind game taking place at the Spectrum Center in just under an hour. The Ally Tip-Off features two of the top teams in women's college basketball. We're talking about Iowa and Virginia Tech, starting their seasons right here in the Queen City. Wbtv's Cam Gaskins is at the Spectrum Center with how long this has been in the works.
Yeah, surprisingly only a couple of months. This whole process started back in April when the Charlotte Sports Foundation saw how popular last season's women's Final Four was and decided to give two of those Final Four teams a big stage here in the Queen City to tip off the season. And this event is also building off the success of last year's Jumpman Invitational college basketball event here at the Spectrum Center. But tonight, the focus is solely on the women's game. Now, women's tip-off games typically don't generate a lot of buzz, but the Charlotte Sports Foundation has worked to make Charlotte a destination for big-time sporting events, and tonight that means investing in the women's game.
We saw 9 million people watching a Final Four game that's beating out the World Series ratings and things like that. So for us, bringing women's sports, if you invest in it, is common sense. And people show up, and tonight they're going to show up, and it's going to be the best show in town.
And we won't know for sure until we see a final attendance number in just a few hours, but tonight's game has the potential to be the biggest women's basketball game ever played in the state of North Carolina. We'll have much more from this Ally Tip-Off event coming up later tonight at 11. Reporting at the Spectrum Center, I'm Cam Gaskins, WBTV on your side.
Wow, and Jamie, that's 7 of the biggest stories happening now at 7 o'clock, and that one happened at the Spectrum Center.
Yeah.
Big.
One of the biggest stars in the country, Caitlin Clark for Iowa, will be here, the National Player of the Year last year. So
exactly. A lot of people will be in the building.
You got that right. All right, Daddy, appreciate you. Coming up next here on Your Side Tonight.
The dark side of artificial intelligence. Predators are using it to create child sex abuse images.
One victim is one victim too many.
And a Charlotte child psychiatrist was just sentenced for this exact crime. It's tonight's cover story.
And the record-breaking warmth we've had